It's certainly a very dangerous situation, particularly at the rate of speed at which this vehicle is being pursued, with no regard for traffic laws and ordinances, obviously. Taking that left-hand turn right there on the other side of the street.
Oftentimes, Paul, we feel that sometimes these people know where they're going, or they're trying to make their way to a destination where they can possibly do some kind of foot bail. I don't know, but it looks to me as if this person in the passenger side in particular, something is, I would say, terribly wrong. Either they're making fun at the officers. They don't seem to be throwing things out the window. They just seem to be trying to egg them on.
Yeah.
To chase them even faster. And here we see them going up a side street in a residential area. Again, that passenger in the front there egging on police and making all kinds of gestures. Don't know exactly what that's about. It almost looks to be dancing. But again, look at how close, narrow these streets are, and the police are in very hot pursuit of this vehicle.
Lincoln Heights area. One thing we can tell you, we can't give you an exact rate of speed that this guy's been traveling, but you can certainly get a sense of it for yourself at home. This guy is not afraid of using high speeds to try and elude police, which we know virtually never happens, which is always amazing to all of us here, and probably those of you at home as well. These people, Lord knows what the rate is, but it's always high as far as getting these people eventually stopped, however they stop them, and eventually down on the ground and eventually placing them under arrest. But this guy right now is bound and determined not to be pulled over, and he's not afraid of using the speed that that vehicle is providing him to try and elude these officers.
You know, sometimes when the chases get so dangerous, the ground division will pull back a bit and let the chopper follow overhead, just as not to cause a perceived dangerous situation themselves with chasing a vehicle like this. But at the same time, they want to get this over because clearly this person, whoever this is driving, whether it's male or female, really has no regard for the law or anyone else at this time.
A possible carjacking may have prompted this pursuit. And we were also told that these are actually known gang members inside the vehicle.
And they seem to be going around in circles, as we had mentioned, so they probably know this neighborhood. Don't know exactly where this carjacking took place right now, but you're looking at a picture from the chopper in the Lincoln Heights area. Now, look how close he comes there to almost hitting two vehicles. So this has really turned into a very dangerous situation.
Slowing down a little bit there to negotiate that curve. Now slowing down. In a sense, almost taunting these police officers, slamming on the brakes right there. And Pat, as you pointed out, and we saw earlier, the passenger in the right front seat sort of taunting police officers with hand gestures, at least making some sort of gestures. And as we just saw right there, slamming on the brakes when they were on that straightaway.
And certainly the driver doesn't appear to have both hands on the wheel, because you can almost see as they made that turn there, him making gestures
very animated, isn't he?
Yes, but again, it is our understanding that this is a possible carjacking. If there are other reasons why the officers are going after these people right now, not exactly sure at this point, but you could bet that they've already drawn up a number of charges, like assault with a weapon using this vehicle, that's for sure, because as reckless as they're driving. Look, there's someone standing in the middle of the street there, maybe trying to stop this person, and they go right past them. So now they're put a pedestrian in danger, so certainly I would think assault with a deadly weapon.
Let's jump up.
Well, there is no doubt that speeds are picking up to an excess of 60 miles an hour in some of these stretches. But on the smaller streets, I would say anywhere from 40 to 50 has been a consistent speed until he slows down to make a turn.
Robert, are there any freeways nearby where this driver could possibly try to venture on?
He's got a problem now.
He has stopped now. The units are converging from behind.
He's out on foot. There he goes.
And the driver is now on the run. He's on the run.
Wow, I got a good picture of him right now there, Robert. But you've got to, well, he almost lost his footing there. You got to wonder, with two units, you've got to have more in the area. This presents even possibly a more dangerous situation, because this guy is running.
And also we know the shots were fired from this vehicle, so he could have a weapon on him.
He's going into a residential area. There are no other units other than the two units that were with him, and we don't see any other units, although there are two aerial police units overhead, and I'm sure they are tracking his progress at this point.
There's an officer right there to the right of that vehicle. Right in the driveway there, Robert? There you go.
They're in the driveway now. We've got we do have them.
Oh, there's a
no,
child.
No, we do not have the right person.
No, they don't.
I'm counting now 8 police units surrounding the neighborhood in which he is now on foot.
Well, it looks like he went into that structure there, if that's a home.
Yeah, he did go into that building.
That's correct.
And that was the guy who was standing at the door.
From that home came out, and the police actually thought for a moment that was the suspect.
Well, they certainly haven't gone inside the house, Robert.
For him.
Yeah, they don't know he went inside. That was the guy who was
doesn't-
standing at the door.
There's someone running around the side of the home there. We have a, oh my goodness. Well, they have one
What we're
man
looking
down.
at right now is got it. Right now we're looking at yep. Here's the guy right there. We're showing him underneath the tarp. And the police are actually with an individual just in the adjacent property that is not the suspect.
Do we know, was he in the
Now
vehicle?
the suspect appears to be going in the house.
Justin, the person
suspect
that they
appears
have,
to be in this house.
Justin, the person they have in custody, was he the other passenger in the vehicle? Do we know that?
That guy had black on.
No, the person they have is a person that came out of a residence. It's not a person that came out of the vehicle. The person in the vehicle now is in the house we're showing you on the screen.
Yeah, Robert, I think you got it right. Here's what's going on here. There's a person on the sidewalk out front. That's the guy that was standing in the doorway of this building when the suspect ran up to the building. He then stepped aside. The suspect went inside. The guy on the sidewalk in the front then walked towards the front as the LAPD approached that driveway. And then the woman in the red to the left-hand side of the screen, she came out of the building as well with another person wearing red. She then, for some reason, or guy,
that is correct.
Yeah, ran to the side there, so officers chased her down and arrested her. And then the shot you showed us in the back of the building at the top of the screen, where that suspect walked out the back door underneath that tarp or that shed, that looked like the guy who was actually driving the car. Jeans and a T-shirt, a baggy white T-shirt.
Who ran at first.
Ran at first and then walked back into that building.
The person that we're looking for does have the white T-shirt.
Yeah, and I think is inside that building. And I think at this point, Robert, I don't think LAPD has gone inside that building. Now, we do know that shots were fired from that SUV. There you can see they're slowly approaching this building. They need to be cautious because we do know that shots were fired from that SUV. Could have been the driver, could have been the passenger who had on a black T-shirt. We don't know which one fired the shot, but this guy inside this building certainly could have a weapon. It's a very dangerous situation.
And we don't know how many people are in the building. We've seen, as you mentioned, the first person, when they drove up, there was a guy that looked like he had on a wife beater that the driver of that vehicle approached. He went inside. The other person ran out with the red shirt. But as far as we know, there could be other people on the property. I almost thought I saw someone that could have been a child out there when police first pulled up. So we don't know.
I'm sorry.
Adjusting our shot right there for everybody at home. It's certainly, the bottom line is, Robert, it's a very dangerous situation for these officers.
At this point, we have several individuals that are speaking to the police, but we cannot confirm at this time that there is a suspect in custody. The last we saw him, he was in this house, but there are now several officers running towards the structure. And now we do have confirmation that he is in custody in the residence at the address shown here.